The Japanese carpenter is an artist in wood, a magician even. He enters into the wood, his life becomes part of the wood. Mountainous Japan abounds in all kinds of timber. Wood is produced in large quantities here in Yoshino near Nara, known as Yoshino cedar from ancient times. The beauty of its forests is famous. For more than 10 centuries, the carpenter has been building Japan's characteristic wooden houses. For more than 10 centuries, he has had only the simplest of tools, and he has never considered anything more to be necessary. Whatever the plan of the building may be, as long as it is to be made of wood, his confidence does not waver. With his extremely simple tools, he proves how he can build the most complicated houses of wood. The types of wood that can be used, cypress, cedar, pine, are countless. While it is in the hands of the carpenter, it becomes like marble. Bamboo even is no exception. This clever tool, called sumitsubo, or ink tool, is used for drawing straight lines, even on curved wood. The thread runs off a small wheel, goes through the inkwell, and is held by a peg, called sakko or karuko. The thread is drawn very taut, and when it is abruptly let go, a straight line is left marked on the wood. By using this mangarigane, or square rule, the Japanese carpenter can easily make calculations which otherwise must be solved by complicated mathematical methods. The carpenter can solve quite difficult arithmetical problems with this simple rule, but it requires a long time before he learns to use it. The carpenter's tools always have a sharpness that is terrifying. These tools are his very life, and at all times he treats them with extreme love and care. Various methods of fitting dovetailed wood together. By using such a technique, he can build a house accurately to a fraction of an inch. The setting up of the framework of the house, with the posts and beams in place, is the ceremonial occasion for his thanking the gods and for celebrating with his comrades over cups of sake or Japanese wine. Even now, there remain countless magnificent buildings that were built centuries ago. Farmhouses from of old have blended beautifully with the surrounding scenery. Houses that still stand in various ancient towns and cities such as Kyoto and the like. This is the Katsura detached palace, which remains as a fine example of the old style of Japanese residences built of wood. Tea rooms, such as this one in the palace, still remain, with its simple, delicate and artistic shape. In the same delicate style, magnificent large-scale buildings have also been built. For over 1,000 years, these buildings have been standing in Nara and Kyoto, unaffected by wind, weather and earthquake. The famous Shosoin at Nara is perhaps the world's oldest wooden house for storing treasures. In many temples and shrines, complicated constructions of wood are to be seen. The Ise Shrine. Some years ago, the Kinkakuji temple was unfortunately burnt down in a fire, but it has recently been rebuilt exactly as it was before. In doing this, the carpenters have proved that the traditional art which they have inherited is still alive today. Thus, complicated or simple, everything is done by the hand of the carpenter. Wooden corridors and passageways, polished like marble, that can be seen in the Kyoto Imperial Palace. And at Itsukushima. The tokonoma, or alcove, and the shelves beside it give a beautiful effect to the corner of the room. The 3 by 6 foot building measure is the original Japanese principle that has been passed down through the centuries to the Japanese carpenter. Indeed, many traditions have been handed down just as they were to the present-day carpenter. Without a pause, he takes nails from his mouth where he keeps them to his hand at a speed that is incredible, and hammers them in, so that the thin boards beneath the roof tiles are extremely firmly fixed. It is like a lightning conjuring trick. A master magician of wood, a carpenter poet. The carpenter does not know what it is to be tired, no matter what it is. Provided it is to be made of wood, he faces the job squarely. As life is becoming more complicated, Japanese wooden buildings are also changing shape. But nevertheless, the carpenter is not afraid of tackling modern building. In the midst of everything, the carpenter goes on living as the heir to Japanese traditions. He is the master magician of wood. He creates poetry out of wood.